live stream on X and YouTube. I am in gloomy, rainy Los Angeles. Hopefully, the weather is a little nicer and more spring-like for you in New York. We got some more NBA playoff picks coming your way, and you can tell that it's getting later and later in the postseason because the lines are getting sharper and sharper, and the straight plays start to become less and less, and do some more little builders. That seems to be how things progress as the postseason goes along. But we'll get into that in just a moment. As always, today's podcast is presented by Props.Cash. We 100% could not do what we do without Props.Cash. So if you think you're ready to level up your prop betting game, use code PTM at sign up to get 25% off your first month. How are you, my friend?
It's good. I was waiting for my moment to talk.
was that too long?
It was a long intro, but okay, it was very informative.
The weather in a while, so we had to get into the. I know you make fun of me when I talk about the weather. I had to get in.
People need to know. People need to know about the weather. So
especially when it's rainy in Los Angeles,
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Things have been good, man. This weekend was a bit of a blur. With the Mother's Day going on yesterday, that was a lot of fun, but it was kind of hard balancing that and watching the NBA game. So I missed the Knicks game yesterday, which is probably good because apparently they really sucked. And then I watched a bit of the end of the Nuggets T-Wolves game. So that series has taken a dramatically different turn. It looked like Denver was done, and now Denver's in the driver's seat. Right? It's crazy. So.
Yes. Very unusual to have these all the road wins going on. Wasn't what we expected for sure. We were talking about a sweep last time we were on here, I think.
Did you see that play in the Denver game where Cat fell down and then Rudy Gobert went to go help him up and then he slipped on sweat water on the baseline?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Ended up kind of kneeing Cat in the crotch in the process. It was the most. It was basically summarized the Thunder's last two games. They just can't. Things are just not going right. Not the Thunder, the T-Wolves. Things are just not going right for them. So, but anyway, who knows?
But that's the way it looked in Denver. So I think that this has the feel of a 7-game series. I think.
I hope so. All right, so let's dive into today's slate. Both of these teams are playing Game 4. Game 4s have been pretty good, I would say. At least from at least from a scoring standpoint, we're getting up to 100, 210, 15 points. So keep that in mind because the totals today are pretty low, but I think there's opportunity for both teams to sail over them. Boston is up 2-1 on Cleveland. Cleveland's at home, getting 8.5 points. Total in the one is 206 and a half. So, first of all, what's your prediction on this game? You think Boston just comes in and blows them out, and they had their 1-game blip, and this is over in 5, or you think Cleveland's got a fighting chance here?
I think Boston. I'm feeling pretty confident in Boston winning this game.
Yeah, you never know though. Because I don't know. I have a feeling Jared Allen will come back today. What do you think?
Oh yeah, you think so? I think it's the fact that
he's been
a lot of Mobley lines aren't out. I think our audio might be a little bit out of sync here, but yeah, I think it seems that way based on what you're seeing in terms of them holding back some. Looks like alt lines on Mobley are still not out, so I think they're waiting on that news. But it kind of feels like he will play, I would think, especially this Game 4 at home. Yeah,
I mean they can't really hold them back for anything at this point, right? If they lose this game, it's over. Yeah, so I don't see them losing another game in Boston. So I think if he's anywhere close, he'll play. But just keep an eye out because I think that has a big implication on this. I think a lot of the data that we've seen could change dramatically with Allen in the lineup, both from a scoring standpoint, from a rebounding standpoint, which is a prop that I've been on a lot in this series. But talk to me about what you like the most in this one.
Which side do you want to start on?
Let's start with Boston.
Let's start with Boston. Okay. Actually, I mentioned like not having a ton of straight plays. I think the two that I do have are from this game, maybe one and the other. But I think Drew Holiday assists is a nice leg to a builder. I also think it's nice as a straight play. Over 4.5 assists, you can get it for plus money on FanDuel, plus 128. So
Wow.
also kind of feels like the 4 might be nice, but as a leg to something. But if you look at what he's done in on the road this postseason, only been 3 games, but it seems like he's had 6, 6, and 5 in the 3 road playoff games that they've played. So I think this might be a nice spot for him. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like, let me just check. I feel like that might be a trend that held true for the entire season. So let's see if I'm right. On the road, he averaged 5.4 assists, and at home, he averaged 4.2.
Wow.
Yeah. So I remember playing this a couple times. So Drew Holiday, for some reason, just plays better on the road. I don't know if it's anything different with him or just when some of the other players like Tatum or Brown are home, they tend to just, rise up a bit more. So it kind of takes more stuff out of his hand.
I also like that if you look at Holiday, that those road splits. I like that that's the second, the 2/3 of the season or whatever that is. It looks like it was a slow start to
right
begin
here
with.
Yep.
But yeah. So that's only 4 times missing that on the road from whatever that date was. Pretty nice.
Yeah. It's if you look at the last 30 games, he's got a 77% hit rate on the road.
Pretty good.
Last 15 games, he's cleared this in 12 out of 15, so 80% hit rate on the road, and clearing a bunch of them by a good margin. So that's crazy. A plus 128 seems like a lot of value. And like you said, probably 3.5 assists would be maybe minus 150. Like not a terrible play to do by itself, or let's just take a look at his rebounds or something. If you tacked on 3 rebounds, which he's been pretty good in this series on the road, eight rebounds last game, or if you just tacked on, I don't trust his scoring as much because he's like the 4th or 5th option on this team. So but yeah,
and the rebounds too, with like you mentioned, with Allen coming back, maybe there's some less rebounds to go around. So I don't know. I kind of just stick with the assist on this one.
Yeah, I think it's good. And don't be afraid to cash a minus 150 play, right? There's nothing wrong with that, or cash that and then ladder it up a bit, see if you can get six assists as well. So good find. All right. Anything else on the Celtics?
I got a couple more. I think Tatum 10 rebounds is a nice spot. Minus 128, right? 7 of his last 8 games against Cleveland. Those games had Jared Allen in them, didn't have Jared Allen in them. Doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't even seem like he needs the 10. He's getting to 11 and 12 quite a bit. I think you'll see this at 10.5 in a bunch of books. I kind of like it at the 10. Just feels a little bit more comfortable. And on FanDuel, minus 128, I think that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and the only game in the series where he didn't clear, he had 7 rebounds. And if you look at his first half, second half splits, he had 6 rebounds at halftime. So
we had him in that game, right?
Yeah, of course. Actually, I think we've played him for 8 rebounds in every game. And
Tatum rebounding in the play was something we were on last season in the last postseason as well. He's just an elite rebounder. So all these extra minutes.
So the other way I was also on this play. I'm just tired of like trying to match him with other people as part of a parlay and make that work. So I'm just going straight up with Tatum. But the other guys who we have paired him with, we did Tatum 8 rebounds, Donovan Mitchell 4 rebounds, and then one game we did Derek White with 3 rebounds. The other game we did the same thing, Tatum 8, Mitchell 4, and we did Horford 5. Horford and White both missed. So I'm kind of tired of that third leg. But if you want to throw Donovan Mitchell in for 4 rebounds, he's been pretty automatic there. But again, keep a close eye on the Jared Allen news, because if you got Mobley grabbing 10 rebounds and Jared Allen now grabbing 8, 9 rebounds, like there's not going to be a lot left for everybody else. So so let's just keep this simple. Tatum 9.5 rebounds, I think, is a nice play. All right.
Yep. Love it.
Oh, and grab it on FanDuel while it's available, because everywhere else it looks like it's gone up to
10.5. Yeah.
All right. I had that play with you as well. Nice. What else you got on Boston?
Last one, I got a little Derek White builder, a points, rebound, and assist builder, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, minus 122. So you see there's your assist. He got there every game of the series.
Yeah, the rebounds.
He only missed in game 1.
The one we were on him. Yep.
Yeah. And then the points, 12 points.
Yeah, 12 points. He's gotten there in 2 out of 3. So you could do 10 points, but I think 10 points was like minus 1,000 or something on Derek White. I was looking at that earlier as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I think the assists are probably good. I think the points are a home run. The rebounds, obviously, I'm still a little scared of just because of what we just talked about.
There.
Yeah.
And,
and then also, Jared Allen coming in, there might be less defensive rebounds. Again, Jared Allen's a questionable, so he may not play. Let's look at it. Let's look at his blocks too. Again, one game that we played Derek White for a block was game 1, and he didn't hit it. Now he's cleared a block, and
so maybe we could also go. What if we got 12 points, 3 assists, 1 block? There we go.
I mean, you're going to talk about like probably plus 200 odds at that level, because a block by itself is minus 172. So so something. I take those 4 legs, choose your favorite 3 out of the 4, and get like a really nice builder. Derek White's the man. Human ATM. Love him. All right. Anything else for the Celtics?
No, that's it.
All right. That's all I had on the Celtics as well. Let's move to the Cavs. What do you like there?
All right, let's stick with this is another you got your point guard builder here. So let's look at Darius Garland. So I got a couple different ways to play this. I like him at 4 assists and 3 rebounds and 1 made 3. You can get that for minus 120 on FanDuel. That was 4 assists. You can see he's done that in every game.
4 assists. Yep.
3 rebounds was the other leg. Done that in every game against Boston.
3 rebounds. Yep.
And 1-3. No, 1-3.
1-3.
Yeah. Every game. Minus 120.
That's pretty nice. I also was looking at some sort of Garland builder, and 14 points looked really nice for him as well. Actually, this is kind of cool. This is worth taking a little tangent for. Garland played 37 minutes. I think he's projected to play pretty much like 38 plus minutes today. So if you just looked at him, I think it was 38. Let me try there. If you looked at him at 38, you could see he's cleared 15 points in every single game that he's played this season with 38 plus minutes. I think if you take him down to 37, even at 37, look at that. 19 of 19 games, he's got to 14 points. So that's why I thought Garland 13.5 points could be a nice leg to that builder as well. But let's look at the 3-pointer. So if we filter back up to 37 minutes, which is, I think that's the minimum of what he'll get today. He's had a 3-pointer in every single game.
Every game.
So very nice. So definitely make sure you're using.
Play it. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you're in the Discord with us, we've got our PTM bot, and we recently added a feature to the bot that allows you to see projected minutes for the players. So what I've been doing is I've been using the bot to pull out the projected minutes, and then I'm using props.cash to look at the players' hit rates for those minutes. So Garland, just say at 37 minutes, then you apply that filter here, and you see what he's done in the past at 37 plus minutes. So
nice. I had a couple 2 other ways to play this. You could just do the straight 4 assists, 3 rebounds on DraftKings at minus 129. So I thought that was good. Don't even put the points in there. If you did want to put 10 points, just adding 10 points to that, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 10 points, you're already at plus 111. I think you could play around with that as well. And maybe bring the points up a bit. Like you said, the 14 points seems like a very strong, high probability number for him. So maybe tweak the rebound down, or something. I think you can work out something. He's playing big minutes, like you said. I think you can work up a nice little builder for Garland a few different ways here.
Yeah. I was just looking at what he's done, because, again, I'm a little concerned about rebounds if Jared Allen does play, but this is encouraging. In the 4 games that Allen played in the Orlando series, Garland still had 3 rebounds in all of those games. So
there we go.
you should, his assists should improve if Allen's in the game. You got another scorer out there, so it's really about the rebounds. That's probably the riskiest leg, but it looks okay. Yeah. All right. What else? Anything else in this one?
Let's keep the builders going. Evan Mobley been a stud here. 15 points, 8 rebounds, plus 101. What do you think?
I mean, if Allen's not playing, I think it's a home run. He's been really good at scoring.
He has.
Like, there's nobody on Boston, especially with Porzingis out, that can really stop him.
Out. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Al Horford's too slow to stop him. Tillman plays only a handful of minutes. Like, who do they really have to throw on him? Like, nobody.
Yeah.
So, so I think even if Allen plays, he still dominates. Because look at the first 2 games of the Orlando series. He had 16 and 17 against Orlando at home, right? So I think that's a big. If we look at playoff games at home, right? So he scored 17 last game and 16 and 17 against Orlando. So it's probably okay. And quite honestly, even if Allen plays, like, he hasn't played in probably 2 weeks. Like,
I don't mind.
He can't be out there for more than 25 minutes, right? Like 30 minutes at most. So
Campio de Green says if Mitchell doesn't play, it's going to be Max Strus Day. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been waiting for Max Strus Day all series, and I don't know. I may have given up on there being a Max Strus Day, but I don't know. I definitely, I could see that. But he's burned me a couple times now, so not sure.
I just saw his post up on X about I think it was Strus assists. I believe he was talking about. I didn't even realize Mitchell was questionable before game time decision. I saw that.
He will play.
Yeah, I don't see a scenario where he doesn't play unless he's like really hurt. But I don't know. Maybe it's some gamesmanship that they're trying to pull. All right. What else? Anything else?
That's it from this game.
All right. One more look in this game. I found this like right before we jumped on the air, so I wanted to. Carrot. I put Levert. I always spell Karis Levert's name wrong. I do L-A. I like Karis Levert in this game. Let's just look at what he's done in the playoffs. Last 4 games in the playoffs: 15 points, 21 points, 15 points. He did have 1 game against Boston where he put up 4 points. So there's a lot of different ways you could play Karis Levert in this one. He is getting pretty good minutes. Look, he's like 29, 26, 26, 29. So you could play his points at 10.5. You could play his rebounds. Look at his rebounds. Last 4 playoff games, 3.5 rebounds is the line. He's put up 5, 7, 6, and 6. And even assists are pretty good. 4, 3, and 3, and 1 that last game. So I don't know. I wanted to get your opinion. I think maybe a builder on Levert could be nice. I don't even know if the books will offer that, but if you had to choose between points and rebounds, which one would you like for Levert?
I mean, I think I would always lean points over rebounds with Levert. I just think that's his main focus when he's out on the floor. The rebounds probably just, it's sometimes just luck of the bounce,
You're telling me somebody gets lucky 6 times in a game? That seems a little far-fetched, but I feel what you're saying. But yes, Karis Levert is a scorer, and I think
that was more my point.
Yeah. If you look at what he's done at home with 25 to 30 minutes, which is kind of where he'll land, he's had pretty good success, 56% hit rate. So
can you split those? Can you do the win-loss split on those?
Yeah. That's when they win. You were expecting him to get more run in losses, right?
In losses, yeah.
No, not so great in losses, but when they win at home, let's just take the home off. Yeah, look at this.
Interesting.
If you can get him down to 10 points, he plays 25 to 30 minutes in a win. He's got an 88% hit rate. So maybe Levert at 10 points paired with something else that we talked about. That could be a nice.
Not quite sure. I think they're going to win. I started this off saying I think Boston wins this one. So if you click over.
Oh, good point.
Yeah,
good point. Let's fade the hell out of Karis Levert because they ain't winning today. Honestly, though, like I would I would lean more towards the Boston props that we talked about on this one.
Yeah.
And play lighter on the Cleveland props because there's so much uncertainty on the Cleveland side. If for some reason Mitchell doesn't play or Allen does play, like who knows what that's going to lead to.
I still like the Garland one. I think Garland will play the minutes
Yeah.
regardless, right?
Yeah, he plays 37 plus minutes regardless. So.
Yeah, that's it. But I agree with that's what we started off with Celtics, and that was the predominantly more of the plays here for sure.
All right, very good. That's everything for this one, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna take a 30-second commercial break here to present the WNBA, which I'm oddly wearing a Liberty shirt and a Storm hat. But WNBA tips off tomorrow. We're gonna have a bunch of conversations about that this week. But sadly, there's no props out yet. I was like going to start doing some analysis for tomorrow, and there's nothing out. The only player that's out is Caitlin Clark. What I noticed is I dug into Caitlin Clark's preseason. And what I noticed, if there's a book out there, it might be some obscure offshore book that you guys are looking at, but if there's a book out there that offers Caitlin Clark turnovers for tomorrow, I would go and hammer that now. Because in the 2 preseason games that she's played, she's had 5 turnovers in 28 minutes and 6 turnovers in 32 minutes. So everybody's going to be hammering the points, the rebounds, the assists, certainly the threes. But if you can find turnovers for Caitlin Clark going up against the Connecticut Sun, which are fierce defensively.
AT, let's go.
AT is going to probably steal the ball from her 3 times alone. So I mean, go take a look at that if you can find it.
It makes sense. New team, they're trying to figure things out. She's trying to make some things happen, and she was used to playing with that same squad in college for all these years. So it's going to take a little while. So that's a very sharp play, Dave. I like that.
All right. But I don't know where. If you can find that on a book somewhere, drop it in the comments. DM us. I would love
maybe
to get
it's a live play.
Could be a live play. I don't even know what they're going to offer this year. I hope they're offering for WNBAs a lot more. I hope they do alt lines so we can get in on that.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Just a couple hours. I'm sure the lines will start coming out. But
let's
go. Back to NBA. That was our first WNBA play of the season. We got my favorite series of the postseason so far. We got OKC, Dallas. Dallas is -1.5 at home. Totals 215.5. Dallas is up 2-1. So they split in OKC. They won game 3 in Dallas. They seem to be the better team. Is that a fair statement?
Dallas?
Yeah.
Seem to be the better team.
You don't agree with that?
I don't know if I agree with that. No.
All right, good. So you're picking OKC to win tonight?
Yeah, I am.
All right, good. I like that. All right, so let's get into a player prop. What do you like there?
Let's start with Kyrie. I got a nice little builder for Kyrie. 20 points, 4 rebounds, -106 on FanDuel. He's cleared both lines in every single home game this postseason. PR is something we were playing earlier. That line was getting up to, I don't know what it is now. It was like 30.5. Let's see where it's at now. It's down to 27.5. Still, I like 20 points, 4 rebounds. Just seems very nice for basically even money. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you think back to the New Orleans series, right, we were playing this closer to 30, so we're definitely getting more value. I know our buddies in the Discord with us we've jumped onto Playback a couple of times to talk through these games, and this is always a live bet that we're attacking at halftime because if you look at the point split.
I think the last game they mentioned this on the broadcast. I think he was averaging Six points in the first half and 20 something points in the second half.
Yeah, this is Kyrie first half. He's averaging 6.3 points in the first half, and second half he's averaging 17 points. And this isn't just luck. This is just strategy. This is like, all right, first half, Luka, it's your show. You go out, you take your 20 shots. Second half, we actually want to win the game, so Kyrie's going to take the ball over. So, I do like Kyrie 20 and 4. I think that's a great little builder, but there might be more value in just waiting.
True.
Till halftime. Every single halftime of this series, we've been able to get Kyrie at 20 points alone. just by
Wow.
playing at a halftime. 18 points, 19 points, 20 points. So if you
Yeah.
believe this trend will hold up, then wait till halftime. You might miss the boat, but again, you didn't lose out on anything. If you didn't bet
Yeah.
it. So I think
Yep.
that would be my advice: is try to grab this as a halftime play.
Yes, sir.
All right, what else you got?
That was all I had on the Dallas side. And we got a couple on the OKC side. Did you have anything for the Mavs?
No, I mean, I think it's worth just having a quick discussion around PJ Washington. PJ Washington has been just out of his mind.
Yeah.
Look at his last two games: 29 points, 27 points. You and I were both on him with separate plays for the game 2, where he put up the 29 points. I liked his points
7
and
threes,
rebounds, and you liked the threes, and he crushed both of them. So,
yeah.
is this just worth putting a half unit or a unit on, or just like a unit or a unit and a half across like a ladder here? Because in the last 3 games, the guy's put up 4 games. He's put up 4, 7, and 5 threes, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? Or is he just due for like massive regression?
I mean, he's like this season, he's like, I think 31% 3-point shooter. And over the last 5 games, he's shooting 60%. So my like analytical side would tell me there's some regression due here, and to maybe lay off. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe something's just he's got the Dallas roots, and I don't know. There's really just he crushed it the last 2 games. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I mean, his minutes the last 2 games are up big time: 39 minutes and 40 minutes. He's normally at 30.
7 threes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would you take him off the floor? So that's the question: is has he solidified?
The other thing I'd worry about is foul trouble here. Like we saw it in game 1, right, where he came out, he had 2 early fouls, 3 in the first half, didn't play a ton of minutes. Like, that might be a goal of OKC here, is maybe to quiet him a bit, is try to draw some fouls, get him into foul trouble, make him sit, take him off his game. So I don't know. I feel like it's a spot to lay off.
Okay. Just to throw out one other approach, you could also try to go with something in the first quarter, because look at his last 2 games in the first quarter. He's at 11 and 11 points. So I don't know. I think I might cook up something for PJ, but I am cautious about like playing too much on him, because I do think he's due for some regression. So
yeah.
All right, that's enough on that side. Let's talk about the Thunder. Who do you like there?
I mean, the 2 of us independently were on this exact same builder for J-Dub. A points, rebounds, and assists parlay. I had it at 15, 4, and 4. You liked it at 16, 4, and 4 to get that plus money. But either way you slice it, this dude has just been super consistent, playing big minutes, fills up the stat sheet. I love this builder tonight.
Yeah. The reason what put me onto this is I ran an analysis this morning to just look at variability, because I feel that there's massive variability from player to from game to game for many/most of the players in the playoffs. So I said, all right, if we're going to do builders, we're going to like hone in on taking a guy from 12 points down to 10 points, or 15 points down to 12 points. Let's find the guys that are putting out the most consistent games. So we ran the analysis. We looked at variability from game to game for scoring. And here's the top 10. Number 1 on the list was Jalen Williams, right? And if you look at his chart, let me pull that up before I go through the rest of the list. You'll see what I mean by variability here. So if you just look at the playoffs and you look at the full game, right? Like that's a tight line right there, right? Like everything is kind of very close. Hasn't scored less than 16, hasn't scored more than 24. So that's why I liked him. And if you look at his rebounds, great as well. Hasn't had less than 4 rebounds. You look at his assists, hasn't had less than 4 assists. So
another trend I noticed on him, talking about just Kyrie with the first half, second half. He's much more a second half player as well.
Yes.
If you look at his first half, second half splits on points. Another live bet guy here.
Yeah, especially in this series.
Yes, for
He's had
sure.
4 and 5. I know Jonesy Trends, when we broadcast the game live, was all over this one at halftime. So I love that play again.
Click on second half there just so you could see.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
pretty great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let me just list off a few other players. You get Jared Allen, Al Horford, Aaron Nesmith, Lou Dort, Naz Reid, SGA, which I think was amazing because if you think about variability, low variability usually
At
comes
that
for,
level.
Yeah, for players who are scoring 12, 15 points, not for a guy who's averaging like close to 30 points a game. So SGA was number 7 on the list. Max Strus, your boy, KCP, and Isaiah Hartenstein. So think about playing something with those guys through the rest of the series because they are the most consistent guys out there. Okay.
And as we're in games 4 and 5 now, you start to see those minutes. You tick up another extra minute or two in the rotation, right? That's the trend you see. So yeah, love it.
All right. So just to recap, Jalen Williams, either 15, 4 and 4 if you want to be conservative, or if you want to go for plus money, 16, 4 and 4. Very nice. Yeah. All right. What's your next play in this game?
Lou Dort, 2 threes. He's done in every
talked
game
about him
postseason. Every game this postseason, minus 130 on FanDuel. Yeah, this is beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
He takes way too many threes. We were talking about that the other day when we were watching the game live.
Yeah, not super efficient, but
I mean, look at 2 for 7, 2 for 4, 2 for 5, 2 for 5, 4 for 8. I mean, these are pretty good, but getting 7 attempts.
I feel like he takes more than that, though, right? I agree with you. When you said, I thought those attempts would be a little higher.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Dallas, you're going to be fine.
You live with that,
yeah. You live with that, right? If Lou Dort hits 4 threes in the game and you lose because of that, well, fine, right? So
you'll take that. Yeah,
I think he's going to get a ton of attempts again tonight. He's wide open all the time. He's like, these are never contested. Every time Lou Dort shoots the ball, he's like wide open. So yeah, I love that. At minus 130, that's a really good value. So
yeah. Okay.
What else?
Nice. That's it. That's all I had for this game.
All right, so we just talked about. I got one last play. We talked about SGA. After I saw that variability thing, I was like, I got to play this guy. So his points line earlier today was at 30.5. And here's the interesting thing I found out about SGA. So if you look over the course of the last 2 seasons, right, all that red and green on props.cash. SGA, if we take the minutes filter up to 41 minutes, this is pretty surprising. SGA has only played 41 plus minutes in 9 games. Right? So think about that.
They got a deep rotation.
They got a deep rotation. Like I think Josh Hart has played 41 plus minutes like in the last 9 straight games, or probably for the last 30 straight games. So
yes.
So yeah, if you dive into these, I thought doing some sort of builder on SGA, who should be getting 41, 42 plus minutes tonight, is nice. SGA 30 points, SGA 5 rebounds, SGA 4 assists. So 30 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, plus 109. He's cleared each of those in 8 of 9 games when playing 41 plus minutes. Put it in the books. I know you love SGA.
I do.
He could be in store for like a 35-point game tonight too.
Yeah,
they need him to.
And I don't mind. You want to get real silly or not silly, whatever. And you put J Dub and SGA together with these 2 builders. Sprinkle a little fraction of a unit on that. I don't mind that either. Yeah,
definitely. And the other thing too, I started dabbling with this last night. DraftKings has what they call like a head-to-head, and it basically has 2 players for the same stat category. And you can do one of 2 things. You can either choose which player is going to have more or less. So last night we chose Mike Conley to have more assists than Jamal Murray, and it was intense. Like I think Conley ended up with 9 and Murray ended up with 8. So they both had like a great. But the other thing you can do, don't miss out on this opportunity. You can also do a total. So if you think there's two players that are on opposing teams that are both going to go off, you can actually put them together in that head-to-head and bet the total. So if you think like Lou Dort and SGA, or sorry, that's the same team. Lou Dort and who else did we have on Dallas earlier?
On Dallas, Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie, right? Lou Dort and Kyrie, or SGA and Kyrie. That's probably the better one. If you think they're both going to go off tonight, you can put them both head to head and actually just choose the total on both of them. So check that out if you have DraftKings.
That's
fun.
It
was a pretty cool, fun way of kind of betting two players together.
Yeah, I like that. All right, I think that that does it. We got 35 minutes here for two games, so a bunch of picks out there. Nice spots for some builders. Remember, the builders are nice in these spots because with the minutes increases that you see in the playoffs, obviously, and the straight lines just get super sharp. So, yeah, a lot of stuff out there for you guys to take a look at and build some beautiful parlays. So, good job today, Dave. Looking forward to these games tonight. Let's lock in some of these bets and let's all make some money.